some reviews, Disney feature-length films, short cartoons. We bought VHS tapes, every title we could. Disney is our business, and business is good.
Hi, my name is Stephanie.
And I'm Kevin.
And welcome to Let's Get Down to Business.
We're a Disney podcast.
We are not a kid-friendly Disney podcast, but a Disney podcast where I am making Kevin watch really long, boring Disney movies with me, and then we talk about them.
Hey, here's some foreshadowing, you guys. It was a chore this week.
It was really bad. I mean, beforehand, I had asked you if you had ever seen Fantasia. Have you? No?
No, I haven't. Like a couple scenes.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Fantasia this week and a goofy short called Father's Lion. So far, we have covered Snow White, and then we covered Pinocchio, and a couple different shorts so far as well. So
Lambert.
And what was the first one?
Canvasback Duck.
Yeah. It was a Donald Duck. The other day, I was like saying Daffy Duck. Who's Daffy Duck?
Looney Tunes, the black one. Oh my God. All right, keep on track. Come on, this is embarrassing.
I wasn't a Looney Tunes kid.
Maybe that's what's wrong with you.
More like Tiny Toons. You remember Tiny Toons?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, so like I said, this week we are looking at Father's Lion and, unfortunately, Fantasia. I think we're gonna start getting into that lull of really boring movies.
Don't get down on them like right away, because you were dogging on Pinocchio initially too.
I mean, Dumbo is a classic, so maybe that'll be good, but Fantasia.
Well, let's start with Father's Lion first. You know, that's the short. That's the structure.
All right. Do you want to kind of give the outline? I mean, you've done the other shorts.
This one was super short.
It was odd.
Yeah, I don't know if it was shorter than the other ones. It was a little bit over 6 minutes long, and the gist of it essentially is that Goofy has taken his son. They don't give him a name, but it wasn't Max. So anybody who's watched, Goof Troop or anything like that, I was like, this is not that.
Who is this kid? Yeah. And it's not Max. And Goofy's voice is not the Goofy we
because this is from the very early 50s. And yeah, he's taking his son out on a camping and hunting trip. And while they're on their way up there in the car, he's regaling him with all of these like tall tales of, all of his hunts and all these amazing things that he's done. And obviously he's full of shit. And honestly, all that really ends up happening is they go into the woods and there's just a bunch of slapstick comedy with the worst, shittiest mountain lion ever. Yeah. It was very non-threatening and just very jokey.
You were laughing a little. I mean,
a little bit. It's not bad.
Slapstick it's kind of funny, but I just was put off by it not being Goofy.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like even the personality, like not just the voice, but his personality wasn't as much of a moron as we know him to be.
I think I wouldn't say problem, but compared to the other two shorts that we watched, this one's kind of a non-entity. It's very forgettable.
Yeah, there's not much going on in it.
No, not at all. They just they camp and they go to hunt this lion, and that's about it. And then they go home. That is seriously all that happens.
So we just saved you 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have to talk about Fantasia today?
Yeah, it's the fucking podcast. Is the point? No. You are forcing me to do this. So when it's bad, you're gonna take the bad with me.
I know.
Like I'm not doing. Yeah, you're not gonna force this shit on me and then get out of it. No, you're gonna suffer with me. And people, you're suffering with me too. Because Fantasia, I don't know if you guys were aware of this. It's kind of bad.
Well, before we get into how we feel about Fantasia.
Yeah, let's give you guys some outline.
If they haven't garnered that from our mood yet, let's get down to business.
Yeah.
And talk about Fantasia a little bit. It was created in 1940, and we were just crunching some numbers here. Kevin, how much did it cost to make Fantasia?
In 1940, Fantasia cost $2.28 million to make.
And adjusted for inflation in 2018, that cost
is $40 million.
No, that's a lot of money. Like, what is a big blockbuster like the Marvel movies? Like, what do they usually go
Oh
for?
God, these days I guarantee it's
Like
well over
100?
two. No, it's well over 200 these days.
Yeah, like hundreds of
But
millions.
I think Terminator 2 was one of the first ones that was over 100, and that was in the very early 90s.
So, I mean, much like Snow White and Pinocchio, Disney is putting a lot of money into these movies.
Yeah.
Quite the gamble. And it seems like it didn't really pay off at first. I mean, it had good numbers, but they had a lot of technology. Disney wanted to take this into a road show. There was 13 different road shows, and they had some fancy stereophonic.
Yeah. No, it's
stereo.
It's Fantasound.
Fantasound.
Which was essentially just like a surround sound.
Not a soda.
No, it was essentially like a surround sound system because they wanted people to think that they were experiencing an orchestra when they were seeing the movie in the theater, which is a pretty novel approach and it's a pretty cool idea. But the from what we were reading and had garnered, I think it cost almost 20% of the film's budget was just put into the sound design for this system. And even when they were doing their shows in New York, because they kind of took it on a road show early on to advertise it, I suppose, for the experience.
The first 16 weeks we saw they made 300,000, which is
just in New York.
Just in New York. For 16 weeks. That was $5.3 million in 2018 dollars, but they weren't making money off of this because of that Fantasound.
Yeah, it costed so much that they actually did not start turning a profit from 1940 until 1969.
When it was released.
When it was re-released as almost like a psychedelic experience, which makes sense, and that's probably part of the reason why we didn't feel as strongly about it as some people.
We might have enjoyed it a lot more if you and I were into drugs, but we're not.
Yeah,
so.
We're super fucking lame.
Yeah,
despite the no kids thing.
We're a little square, like we're the kind of people who do a Disney podcast. So yeah, I mean, I think one of the big reasons with the road show is the movie was so damn long. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes, and they couldn't put that in a regular theater, so they did these road shows
with an intermission. With
a fucking intermission, and it's fucking long.
Yeah,
I mean, we just went and saw Infinity Wars last night, which was what, like 2.5, 3 hours long. Mm-hmm. That was a fucking peach compared to this. This was like
and I was gonna say I will often go back and forth with both Stephanie and my friends about movie length because they'll always piss and moan when a movie is, over 2 hours or something like that. I honestly don't give a shit if a movie is long as the pacing is right and it keeps my interest. Now, this is a movie that we watched early in the afternoon, so
not on a full stomach, Kevin.
Yeah, and I was not on a full stomach, so I wasn't super tired, and I was fucking falling asleep, you guys. I was falling asleep.
I kept glancing at you.
Yeah,
see?
And I was trying to stay awake.
You did so good, though.
I really did. Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, I wanted to take a nap myself on this one, so I was eating a big breakfast. I mean, it may have been
whatever.
Yeah. So let's just kind of go over the different segments of Fantasia, the different music movements that they went over. The first one was Bach. First there's an...
you need to accurately describe what the opening is like.
So the opening...
Yeah, because it starts up with just a live-action shot of a Disney crew. They're not actual musicians.
No, it wasn't the real symphony.
It's just Disney crew in there, and then the composer.
Yeah, they're all
like
walking in with their instruments. I don't fucking know.
I keep wanting to call him like Stokowski or something like that.
I think there's an MC.
Yeah.
I think the music is by that whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know. Sorry. You can look it up online.
Yeah, I'm not sorry.
I don't care. And then they talk about there's 3 different types of songs or music, and one that tells a story, and one that maybe suggests a story.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's just music.
Yep.
Like there's no story to it. You just picture in your mind colors and shapes.
Which is where you get the psychedelic shit from.
Yeah. So basically, we should have smoked a lot of pot, but we don't smoke pot. Life decisions. So the first one is Bach, which fits into that category of just being music. You have the orchestra playing. You have this Bach music going on. And it's just colors behind the orchestra. And the whole time during this movie, the orchestra is lit in a way so you only see their silhouettes, which I don't get why they did that.
I don't know. Just to make it more of an experience, make it more theatrical, I guess.
I was just kind of like, okay, we can't see anyone's faces. That's cool.
Yeah.
It goes from them playing, and it just gets really, like, they play for a long time. Like, it's just the image of them playing with lights and shadows and colors behind them, and that was when
they start going into the actual animation, though.
Finally. It's like, it's minutes before it happens. But then there's shapes and lines and colors, and it's pretty cool. I think it's...
it goes along to the beat of the music through various things.
Yeah, that's what
whether it's like the ripples of water or like flashes of lightning, or then when the bass starts getting higher, the drums and things like that, it almost seems like there are waves, but they're made of like red velvety type stuff. I don't really know how to describe it. And this is something that I would not have thought that I would have liked. But this is honestly...
Oh, no.
This is one of my more... This is one of my more...
I was sitting there thinking, oh my god, Kevin likes all those fucking artsy movies.
Yeah.
Like is it Life or The Fountain or whatever?
The Fountain... And also the Tree of Life.
The Tree
is
of
what
Life.
You're thinking
Oh
of.
my god!
Yes. Now, like I myself,
you had to sit through one boring Fantasia movie.
Fuck you.
When you had the Fountain of Life on, I was like,
and it's just
my
the
god.
Fountain. And you don't fucking like Hugh Jackman? What the fuck is wrong with you?
That movie was so boring.
Oh my god! No, I myself am not. I'm not pretentious. I'm gonna stump for that. I am not pretentious, but I do appreciate like some pretentious shit. Like if something looks beautiful and is even mildly thought provoking, you can usually have me. But I will see through some pretentious shit. So like this opening sequence, it was one of the more enjoyable parts of the film for me.
I do think they spent too long with it just being the orchestra before they jumped into the animation, because there was a point where I was like, my favorite thing about this is I'm currently eating pancakes while I'm watching it. I have ADHD, Kevin, and attentive type, so when they got to the animation, I was like, thank God, finally. And I do think the timing with the music was really great.
Yeah, it was very much on point.
I've always wanted to do animation, and I just always wondered how they get timing down like that. So to me, that was really interesting.
And that was honestly one of the biggest things that impressed me with the entirety of the film was just the rhythm and them keeping everything on time as far as the animation goes. Like that and the music itself was great. That's not something I'll take away from. But
I think that first one, I would have loved to see the storyboards.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when it's just line and shape and just textures, I would have loved to see what those storyboards look like. Going on to the next one, they introduced Tchaikovsky, I believe it's pronounced. Nutcracker Suite, which you know that music. You've grown up with that music.
Yep.
I mean, I have seen the Nutcracker, I think it's called the Nutcracker Prince. I don't know if that's a Don Bluth movie or not.
kind of.
I don't know who the other big players would have been in animation.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Don Bluth and Disney.
Sony, Fox, I don't know.
Not back then.
So we have it start off, there's fairies and they're flying around, and is it... I didn't really get if there was a story for this one. It seemed like they were getting ready for nighttime.
Maybe. I thought it was gorgeous.
Yeah, like they had some shots of spider webs with dew on them, and I thought that was
it was like
pretty.
A pre-Tinkerbell type of thing. Those like imagine those kind of fairies with the dust and everything like that.
It reminded me a lot of Fern Gully.
A little bit.
I mean, it obviously predates Fern Gully, but
by a couple of years.
And then it switches the music into the next movement of the Nutcracker Suite, and we have these dancing mushrooms, which...
Well, hey, you guys. They have slanted friggin' eyes, and they have these large red mushroom caps that are...
very Chinese hat-like?
Yes, and they're doing like it looks like a traditional dance type of... You know exactly what it is.
Stereotypical.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to you earlier, these old Disney movies really love to make humor out of racial stereotypes.
Yes.
Like, I mean, a part of me is like, oh, these mushrooms are cute, and I really like this song, and the other part of me...
Even though they look like penises?
Yeah, penises aren't cute. You're right.
But that's what I'm saying.
You just ruined it
Even
for
independent
me.
of the caps.
But I was... There was one that was very fleshy color.
That's what I'm saying,
The small one, yeah. There was a couple times when it like moved its head, and I was like, that's a fucking penis. I was telling you as we were watching it, there's a lot of like suggested penises in this movie.
You always say that, though.
That's true.
And we're not even to the Little Mermaid yet.
No. No. But I did think, I mean, they were cute, but at the same time, I was like, wow, this is offensive.
I never want to go down that road.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like I see it, and I'm not like offended. It's just like, really, come on,
Yeah, like I mean, we'll get, yeah. Anyway.
We're not going to go there.
Dancing flowers.
That was pretty sweet.
On the water. They're like,
Yep.
they mimicked ballerinas. That was really nice. They went over a waterfall. Then we have these I think they're betta fish.
Mm-hmm.
They're like sexy fish.
Goldine.
They have some like eyeshadow and some nice, I don't know. They're like scarves that are, like their fins are like scarves that they dance with. They remind me a lot of interpretive dance. I wrote here, are they koi fish?
Oh, whatever. Get the hell out of here. Boo.
That goes on to the next movement of the music there. We have, were they radishes or just flowers?
I thought they were just flowers.
Okay, I wondered if they were radishes. They were doing kind of that like Russian dance thing.
Yep.
I don't know. They were dancing with some flowers. The music picks up. It keeps going. There's another movement with naked fairies.
Super naked
So
fairies.
naked. Like Barbie nudity.
Yeah.
It's kid friendly. There's dandelion fluff. I liked those a lot.
Yeah.
The dandelion fluff where they kind of spun and danced like dandelions. More fairies and snowflakes, and then thank God it was over.
Yeah, but hey, what comes up next? The only fucking thing anybody will know in this entire goddamn movie, because it's the only thing people see.
It's like the image of Fantasia.
Yeah.
Sorcerer's I think at that point too, I was like, oh my gosh, yay! Because I was so excited to finally have like something with the story.
Well, you were
something.
excited because we were already exhausted.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take whatever.
I've been beaten down, please. Just give me food.
So we have Sorcerer's Apprentice. I didn't even write down. Like, I was kind of lacking in information this time. We have Mickey, who is obviously the Sorcerer's Apprentice. This was a huge turning point for Mickey. This is a new redesign. This is him in Technicolor. This is him in a theatrical release. Compared to his old designs, this is the like pinnacle Mickey. It's
seminal.
It's the Mickey we all know.
Yep.
So he's adorable. He's kind of an idiot. We have the sorcerer, which cracked me up. I was telling you earlier.
The eyes.
The eyebrows.
Always get me.
He was modeled after Walt Disney himself because when he was critical of people, he would do that eyebrow raise thing and look at them and kind of just like, yeah.
Sounds like such a fucking asshole.
He does sound like he was kind of a dick. But he gave us some good animation.
Yeah,
so
okay.
He gave us Mickey Mouse. So he goes to bed. Mickey goes and takes his hat because Mickey has these chores he has to do, which is getting water from the well. So he is like lazy Mickey, and he's like, I'm going to put this sorcerer's hat on and make my broom do my chores instead, which goes pretty well.
Yeah, and he trains it how to do chores and get the water just like him. And then, yeah.
And the song starts the do 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 do. Like, yeah. I like how the arms pop out and it kind of goes a little bit with the song.
And he does the haters gonna hate walk.
The broom, you mean?
Yeah,
not
the broom does. Yeah.
I mean, haters gonna hate. But the problem is Mickey falls asleep and he
Like a
starts.
lazy asshole.
Yeah, and he starts to dream. And in his dream, he's like crashing waves together, and when he wakes up it's because that broom guy has been bringing water from
The entire time at a rapid pace,
and Mickey falls into the water, which is how he wakes up. I thought it was pretty dark when
it was super graphic
he goes
because Mickey gets an axe.
he can't get the broom to stop.
Yeah, he can't get the broom to stop, and it just pushes him out of the way. So he gets a fucking axe. And then he goes into the room, and it just shows the shadows, but it changes the color in the background to red, and he murders this fucking broom
goes to
like
town.
brutally,
Yeah.
like with this axe. And all you see in the aftermath is just the splinters,
Which is,
and the straw.
a great plan in theory, but this is magic, and so the
All those splinters turn into individual brooms, and then they go about their business.
So we have like a little Mickey horror film going on here.
He can't get the water under control.
He snaps.
Yep.
So there's so much water. It all rises, and he's getting pulled up pulled into these like
A whirlpool.
Whirlpools. I was trying to think of that word earlier. Thank you. I was like,
What is this water that goes in a circle?
Cyclone, typhoon. I couldn't think of what it was.
Water cyclone.
Oh my god. So they do that. I can't read my notes. I don't know what's going on here.
No, what happens is the sorcerer gets up and he's like, what the fuck is this nonsense? And then you want to talk about waves crashing together. He parts the sea.
I put
like he's Moses.
fucking Moses comes along and parts this water. And I like how, like, so he's mad at Mickey and he makes all the things go back to normal. And at the end, he has this broom and he fucking just, like, he smacks Mickey
Whaps
in the
him,
ass.
Well, get to work, you asshole.
Yeah, you motherfucker. You.
Don't touch my hat again.
So that was the Sorcerer's Apprentice. How did you feel about that? That being like that's what everyone thinks of Fantasia.
Yeah, I think it's probably honestly the best part.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not like I want to watch this all the time.
Yeah. if I was a child, maybe.
It made me think of when we were at Disney World. We saw that boat parade show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there comes the giant, like, Mickey furry costume person, and he's making the water crash. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's like Fantasia. And, yeah.
It's good for, like, memorable moments, but overall, it's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Then we have the Rite of Spring.
Oh, man.
That was the one that showed the beginning of the Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
was gonna say that's where I was gonna bring the pretentious shit on myself, but you preempted me. Like,
no.
That's why when I saw this, I was like, ooh, yeah, like history of the world. Like, we're gonna start with like single-celled organisms and go out into the cosmos. Like, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
What did you call them?
What's that? Parameciums?
Paramecium.
Oh my god, shut up.
I was like protozoa, and then you're like, oh, it's paramecium. I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. Anyway, I like when they were introducing Rite of Spring and saying, like, this will show the beginning of the Earth. This is how science thinks the world was started. And I was like, man, this is really progressive.
Keep in mind, you guys, this is 77 years ago.
1940.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those who...
And they're talking about, the Earth being billions of years old, dinosaurs, like, single-celled organisms being the start of everything.
I mean, we live in a very conservative area. I remember my uncle telling me that dinosaurs were planted by Satan.
Well, that's true. It's to trick us.
By the devil to trick us. Oh, God. Dinosaurs aren't real, guys, so this is really a work of fiction. Anyway. Yeah, so it starts off. I kind of wasn't paying attention. There was lava. Was anything before the lava?
What's that?
Did I miss something before the lava, or was it just lava?
It was mostly lava, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
Baby, come on.
I got bored. So there's lava. Which was really well animated.
You're such a fucking
really
dickhead.
well animated.
Yeah, okay. And then rocks crashing together.
Yeah, and then there's, like, some single-cell organisms, and then this, like, black, like, smoke is the transition between each growth and evolution of things. So then we have, protozoas and, what are they called?
Parameciums.
Amoebas.
Good God.
Then there's fish, and then those fish become Darwin fish.
Lots of jellyfish.
I love jellyfish. Jellyfish are always cool.
They're super old.
Oh, yeah, we have some Darwin fish, some fish growing legs.
Yeah.
Growing on the back of cars.
This is the work of Satan.
And then they become creatures and dinosaurs. And then dinosaurs grow feathers, and some are flying dinosaurs. And it's way better than that movie, The Good Dinosaur, but still not great. Not great.
No, not great.
I'm pretty sure Don Bluth stole some ideas. I say that, unofficially. I'm not making any claims. But, it does have Petrie and Littlefoot and Sarah. The whole gang's there.
No, they're just... No. That's bullshit. They're just fucking dinosaurs.
That's true.
Like, Don Bluth and crew just made, like, okay, we got these things, we just make them cutesy. And that's all it was. He's not ripping anything off. He's using established fucking species of dinosaurs to make characters.
When we're comparing Disney and Don Bluth, Disney's better.
What the fuck ever.
If you're ever going to have that argument.
Apples, oranges... S on a motherfucking D.
Yeah. Yeah. I did wonder how accurate it was, the time periods, like the Jurassic period and blah blah period. Because you always hear about Jurassic Park, the movie, how they have dinosaurs who weren't together in the same era.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to look it up, so we're moving on. So the dinosaurs start to die out. Oh, first there was that big fight between...
The T-Rex and the Stegosaurus.
Yeah, that was rough.
The showdown.
I really thought that Stegosaurus was going to win.
Why? It's because he has a spiky-ass tail?
Well, no, because the Tyrannosaurus Rex has the little arms.
That doesn't matter.
So I thought
he's got that big fucking head and giant teeth.
I was like, if he falls over, he can't get back up.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just going to figure it out, I guess. And he did.
T-Rex?
He just choked that son of a bitch out and the world ended.
The T-Rex wins because a nice guy can't catch a break.
That's right. Nice guys.
Nice guys. And then there starts to be, it seems like...
It's like a famine or a drought.
Yeah, there's a drought. The dinosaurs are dying off.
You see them trudging through the desert
There's
and
no
everything
food.
like that. And that's when the earth starts breaking apart and like Pangea gets kind of separated.
Yeah. I kind of wondered if there was the theory, like the Big Bang Theory?
Mm-hmm.
Or no. The comet that ended the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like if that theory...
In the Yucatan?
Yeah, I wondered if that hadn't been like that hypothesis.
Yeah, because that didn't really make itself shown. You know they would have shown a motherfucking comet in this thing if it had.
That would have been quite the finish. But instead we have this earthquake, which still is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it was another musical, so...
See, yeah, and then they go into intermission after this.
I liked the intermission. I liked soundtrack.
Yeah.
So the MC introduces soundtrack, which is just this line on the screen. But he asked soundtrack to... Make some noises. And so he does like a harp and a string. And it's kind of like the sound wave shape. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know in digital technology, we have the sound wave forms. But in the 1940s, like... Was that ahead of its time?
I don't believe so.
I ask you like you're the expert. Come on, Kevin, you know everything.
I wouldn't imagine so, no.
Yeah.
I would imagine they had like shit like seismographs and stuff like that, so I'm sure they have technology.
But I thought it was cool, especially when they pulled out the percussion.
Yeah.
The drums, and it was cool. It was something different.
And now, you guys, we get to the shittiest fucking part. I hated this fucking part so much.
The Pastoral Symphony. There is some Pegasus. I
think the plural for it is just Pegasus. So you'd say there was a group of Pegasus.
A flock of Pegasus.
A flock of Pegasi.
A herd.
Yeah. It's a bunch of fucking flying horses.
Yeah, some flying horses. They're cute, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then there's some centaurs with some boobies.
Yeah.
There's the one that like shakes her torso, and I'm like, she's shaking her
boobies. You guys,
boobies.
I am so just not into this portion of the fucking movie at all. Like while I was going, it's very long. Number one. Oh my
god, it was long.
And it's just, I don't know what it was. Like overall, the movie, I wasn't that peeved that it didn't have like a story structure or anything like that. That it was essentially an anthology. But this part specifically, it's just like, what the fuck is the point of any of this shit? Because there's like a bunch of cherubs flying around and trying to like play matchmaker with these fucking with these fucking centaurs of like various like size and colors. And also, we were not even getting into the shit that they cut out of the movie with.
Well, the thing for me is these centaurs are all like beautiful and vapid, and they care about their hair and they want to look beautiful because these fucking weird centaurs with lumpy men torsos come out. You can tell at the time. I know they had said, or I've read that Disney didn't, or the Disney animators didn't know how to draw men as accurately as women.
That is so weird to me. How is that a thing?
I don't know, but it comes through in these centaurs because they're men torsos. There's like no like
straight dead
definition.
They're not cut.
They're like, they come off as like high school jocks. Like, what up, bro? I don't know. They just come out like maybe on the polo club.
They don't even have to ride a horse. They are the horse.
Yeah. So there's some weird stuff going on. Going back to like racism and Jesus Christ, Disney. Yeah. So there is some controversy over. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, no problem.
Words over this Pastoral Symphony because there was an African American horse who is not needed at all. Like, it's not like this needs comic relief.
She was a jackass.
And she wasn't funny anyway. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's because nowadays, like, we don't see that kind of racial stereotype as funny, but it's not even central to if there is a plot.
Yeah, because they take her out and you don't even notice.
Basically, she's there to like help file her nails and make her pretty, and then she's rolling out the carpet for some wine god, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
That again, like this is us in 2018, like knowing that this kind of racial stereotyping with.
But I mean, the VHS that we have is from the fucking 90s, and it's not on there.
Well, they didn't.
So-
They didn't release it in any of the.
Oh, well, there you go.
VHS.
So they fucking knew then.
And for those who don't know what we're talking about, it's
on YouTube. There's plenty of stuff on the internet
There's one
about it.
centaur that's been cut out. They basically crop her out of the version that we have because it's not widescreen.
Mm-hmm.
She has like big lips and a black face and like this like dorky ponytail, and it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know who pitched this idea. Like, oh, we have all these centaurs, and let's have one black girl centaur. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I mean, aside from the fact that I didn't like this one, like I don't like it
It's a
either.
dog shit segment.
Yeah.
It really is. It fucking sucks.
But yeah, so they're pairing up the jockey men centaurs with the prissy female centaurs. And it ends with like, well, it doesn't end. There's like, because it keeps going.
Yeah.
But that segment of it ends with the cherub like peeking in, and it's his butt, and it turns into a heart. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Oh my god. We really need to start smoking pot or something
no,
if we're
I
gonna
don't
watch
think so. We
this
just need
shit.
to not watch shitty
Oh my
movies.
God. And then it goes on to, I think it's Dionysus. He's like the god of like basically partying.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a lot of wine. They cut the racist black girl centaur out of this as well, thank God. Because again, she's not needed and it's ridiculous.
You don't even notice that
Yeah.
she's even not there.
So Dionysus is kind of creepy. I don't know what's going on. Like, they're all drinking and have a good time, and there's some sexy centaurs going on that
fucking
he's dancing with.
Zeus shows up in the clouds for whatever goddamn
Zeus
reason.
is a bully. What the fuck? He's just like, oh yeah, give me my fucking lightning bolts, y'all. He's gonna like throw some lightning bolts down on people because he can.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you? You're a god.
You're a god.
Think about it, babe.
Yeah, he's got a small penis.
No.
Oh,
Lots of illegitimate children.
yeah, that's true. So yeah, he throws some lightning bolts down, and everyone runs in terror. And then he decides that he's done, and he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, we almost died, but hey, now we're all gonna hang out." Can you tell? Like, we hate this so much.
So we're gonna move on from this segment
Yeah.
now because fuck it.
Yeah, whatever.
Seriously.
And then it's the Dance of Hours, and this is when you started to kind of doze off a little bit.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a ballet that involves a bunch of ostriches. Good character design.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. There's some hippos, fat positive, woohoo, and some alligators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hyacinth Hippo is the main character, and Ben Alligator. Although, I was thinking if these are all African animals because they all come from Africa, here's my animal nitpicks, wouldn't they be crocodiles?
I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Basically, it's just a long ballet.
Yeah.
There's nothing really going on. Like,
This is probably showing how, like, uncultured we are.
yeah, fuck ballet.
I've never seen it, so I can't say that, but this was very boring.
Basically,
to me.
all we know about ballet is Black Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and this was no Black Swan. I'm just saying. Where was Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
I don't know. They needed her, though.
So that's it for that.
Yeah, anyway. Woo. Then there's
Dance of Hours.
Then there's Night on Bald Mountain, which was this scary fucking gargoyle-esque
That's a demon. Satan. He's doing
But
work.
it reminded me of the cartoon gargoyles. Like, that's what the character design reminded me of. And he's sending out all his little devils and spirits, and I wasn't paying attention. So go ahead, Kevin.
Come on. No, it's like you said. It shows like the hellfire and stuff like that down. But the way that it starts is you just see his eyes, like glowing yellow eyes in the darkness. Opens his wings up, and you see the dark sky. And he's just looking ominous. That's all that's going on. And then, like she said, you see all these souls and things like that starting to sprout up from the ground and from the depths, and it keeps going further and further, and you get down into like
There was some
hell.
cool animation of like those skeletons floating around.
Yeah, I honestly like this portion of it. I thought it was pretty
good
cool.
for you.
Well, I mean, I was checked out, but at this point, it's like, oh yeah, I like the song a lot.
I was
the
like,
song's
man, I
very cool.
really want to go on my phone right now.
Right.
I really want to check Facebook.
But yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of that.
I did think, like, man, if someone did do like acid or
Yeah, I'm sure this is great if you're high.
no, like everything leading up to this was like a fun trip, and then you get to this one, and it's like, oh god, like what's going on? I even thought, like, even for kids, this is pretty scary. Like I when I ask people about Fantasia, they're like, all I remember is that really scary guy, and the very last one being scary.
Yep.
It is. I mean, there's some opinions about whether or not this is even a kid's movie.
Yeah. I mean, didn't your sister-in-law say that she had to watch like 1,000 times for her son when he was growing up?
Bless her. She said her youngest one, or her oldest when he was young, used to love Fantasia, and she had to watch it like 1,000 times, and she was like, just like, oh,
I don't think I would be that strong.
No,
not gonna lie to you guys.
I mean, we don't have kids at all, but if we did, I'd be like, pick a different fucking movie. We're not watching Fantasia again. So yeah, Night on Bald Mountain ends with the longest fucking processional.
I didn't think it was that
Ave
bad,
Maria.
you guys. I think she's nitpicking
I was
at
like,
this point.
babe, can we fast forward through the end of this? Because it's basically just this.
And that's what I told her. I was like, no, you're going to make me suffer. You are going to suffer. So we watched it through, and it wasn't that much longer. It wasn't that long.
I mean, now you know what it feels like when I have to watch YouTube videos of WWE or Cars or...
Good God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Fantasia.
Yeah.
You guys, you know?
I mean, so that's the gist of Fantasia. But how we feel about Fantasia, if you haven't figured it out yet.
No, the music is great. I have no quarrel with the music.
I'm not a classical music person. Classical music, excuse me.
Like I said, I'm not cultured, but I can appreciate something.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the effort that they put into it, coordinating the music with the animation. I thought the animation overall was great, just like everything else. The animation is very rarely bad.
They were once again trying to do a lot of...
something innovative.
Progressive
For
stuff.
something that's this old, that's awesome.
Like the Fantasound, and even, like I was telling you about Phil... When you go to
the
Disney World,
PhilharMagic,
it's a lot like PhilharMagic, where they wanted smells and the surround sound and an experience.
And I think that's probably one of our biggest problems when we watch the movie is that we're watching it in an apartment on a VHS. Like, this is not the experience that you're supposed to have. It's supposed to be in a movie theater, widescreen.
I don't think I would have liked it in a movie theater.
With all the surround sound and like she said, the things that come out of you in your seats as well. So it's more of an experience because you don't really get that when you watch it in this format. But yeah, I mean, outside of those good things, and like I said, I always try and take context into account. This is 1940, but even having said that, so was Pinocchio, and I loved that.
Yeah,
so
there's no excuse.
Like bottom line, fuck Fantasia.
Yeah, that's what I was like, you guys are trying so fucking hard. You're up your own ass at this point.
Yeah.
Just stop. Like, oh god.
Not everything early Disney has to be the best. You can say that it was very important for the history of something. But for Fantasia,
which surprises me that it's on lists of
no, that doesn't surprise
classics
me.
and top.
That does not surprise
films.
me. That's how people are.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we not sat through, but we watched a movie last night in the theaters that was almost 3 hours long, and like today watching Fantasia at home, chilling.
It was a chore.
It was a fucking chore. It was. Oh my god. Yeah. So. Fantasia. Yay! It's over.
It's over. We're done. Please don't have any more of these anthology movies, for the love of God. I know they're coming, but
just you wait. Upcoming, we have Dumbo, which now I feel better about Dumbo having watched Fantasia. I was like, it can't get any worse than this.
Our palate is cleansed.
Yeah, that's like what was that movie?
Knowing. We watched Waltz with Bashir and hated it because it's a dog shit movie. If you like it, I'm sorry. And then we watched Knowing, the Nicolas Cage movie Knowing, following that, and we thought Knowing was amazing. Not amazing, but, this is pretty good. That was enjoyable. And I think it was just because Waltz with Bashir was that bad.
Yeah, so, I mean, Dumbo's going to be fucking terrific after this.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Still got those crows.
Wow, Fantasia. We survived.
It's over now.
It's over.
It's over now.
I'm going to go watch something else that's more interesting. Mm-hmm. And never have to watch that movie again. Yeah. Until we have to watch Fantasia 2 later on down the line. God. Yeah, hopefully Fantasia 2 is better. I've seen some of the shorts that have more of a story to it. They're a little... keep up the pace a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You excited about that?
Not really.
All right, babe. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks for sticking it out with us.
Sticking it out with us. Next week, I guess, next podcast.
Yes, the next podcast.
We are going to review Dumbo, and our short is going to be a Roger Rabbit short.
Woo!
Because who knew Roger Rabbit is part of the Disney entity, so... So
I'm pretty ready for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. But yeah, tell all your friends, watch some Disney movies.
And hate on it with us.
Yeah. Tell us how much you hate Fantasia. Kevin,
What?
go ahead.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is Let's Get Down to Business, where Disney is our business. And business is good.
I like that you point at me because I'm not going to say it.
You're going to say it.
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, whatever.
Bye.
See ya.